Hello, Bengal fans, and welcome once again to another episode of Bengals in Paradise. I am your host, Tristan Scott, and in today's episode, I'm going to be breaking down my instant reaction of the Bengals selecting defensive end from Texas A&M, Shemar Stewart, with the 17th overall pick. But before I get into today's video, if you guys like my content, please give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. Thank you to everybody. Hooday. Now, before I get into all that breakdown and my reaction, Bengal fans, let's welcome Shemar Stewart to the Cincinnati Bengals. I know Bengal fans right now, I'm following Twitter, I'm seeing everybody's post, and they're all down, and I get it. Guys, trust me, I get it. Shemar Stewart was somebody that initially wasn't on top of my draft board. If you guys follow me and seen my post on Twitter X and watch my videos on YouTube, I had initially 6 players on top my Bengals draft board who I wanted, and that was Walter Nolan, which he was gone a pick before the Bengals pick, Derek Harmon, Malachi Starks, Nick Emanwari, Jahad Campbell, and Mike Green. Those were my initial 6 that I wanted the Bengals to select 17. But in the back of my head, I just didn't want to believe it. I kind of had a feeling that if Shemar Stewart was gonna be available by the time Bengals were on the clock, I had a feeling that Bengals were gonna select him. And to tell you the truth, at first I was kind of meh about the pick, but after watching more highlights and analyzing it and just thinking about it, I'm actually okay with the pick. Not only because he's an athletic freak, he literally tested 10 out of 10 on his RAS score, but because I truly believe Al Godin and Jerry Montgomery, the defensive line coach, can reach his potential, and I feel like they can bring out the best in him. And it's a gamble, not get me wrong. Shemar Stewart doesn't have the production you'd like to see coming out in this draft. He only had 4.5 sacks throughout his career, which is very low, but I feel like Golden and Montgomery can truly discover that untapped potential for Shemar and bring out, like I said, the best in him. And sky's the limit for this guy. Very young, very athletic, and we need somebody like that, especially in the AFC North division when you got Lamar Jackson, who's just time and time again killed this Bengals defense. And I feel like we needed someone like Shemar Stewart, who's athletically gifted, to chase him down, get him down, and all that jazz. So at the time when Bengals selected him, my initial reaction was, I wasn't ecstatic about the pick. I'm not gonna be honest with you. But the more and more as time went along with this draft, looking at his profile, I'm actually okay. It might be a hot take, Bengal fans. Don't shoot me. But I'm actually okay with this selection, and I'm excited to see what Shemar Stewart brings for this Bengals defense, and I'm excited to see how he plays alongside Trey Hendrickson, and if this pass rush is going to be a massive upgrade now with Stewart on the defensive line. So time will tell on that pick, but I'm okay with this pick. I know a lot of Bengal fans, I hear you guys. You guys are mad at this pick. You thought it was a waste, and all that such. But for the time being, let's give this kid a chance. Let's see what he can do under Golden and Montgomery, and let's see if they can unlock his potential. And I truly hope he proves his doubters wrong, because like I said, he has all the athletic tangibles in the world. It's just he needs to showcase his production on the field, and hopefully that would come to fruition and make that 17th pick well worthwhile. So time will tell on that, but like I said, I'm okay with this pick, and time will tell on that. So, not that much shockers when it comes to the first round. I thought the Ravens drafted Malachi Starks again. Of course, the Ravens draft one of our targets that we like. That's just Ravens. And Steelers getting Harmon with the 21st pick. I thought that was a good pick as well. But this draft is shaping up like how I thought it should be. And I'm excited with tomorrow, day 2. Me personally, day 2 is my favorite day of the draft, just because it's smack dab in the middle, and just you can get valuable starters with that second and third round, and a lot of talent still on the board, and I'm specifically targeting Tate Ratledge, guard from Georgia, tomorrow. There's going to be a lot of O-line still available, but I truly believe that if Tate Ratledge is available when the Bengals pick at 49, I feel like he's the pick. But I could be way off. I wanted Jahad Campbell. I predicted him to go to pick 17 for us, but he still haven't been drafted yet. So it's crazy. So I don't know what's going to happen, but as of right now, I see O-line and possibly safety. Maybe if Xavier Watts is there at 49, who knows? Kevin Winston Jr. from Penn State, who knows? But I could possibly see a scenario where tomorrow, day 2, they take a tackle or guard, for that matter, and they either get a safety or a defensive tackle. The time will tell on that. So I'm really excited and looking forward to tomorrow's draft. But with Bengal fans, like I said, let's give Shemar Stewart a chance, and let's not bash the kid before he even steps onto the field. And I get it, I hear you guys, 4.5 sacks, that's not impressive at all. The college production is not there for him, I get it. But he, like I said, he's an athletic freak, and hopefully that will transition to being like having a lot of production in the NFL, and we'll see. But I'm very confident that this Bengals defensive staff can bring out the best in him, and I'm looking forward to it. And so here we are. Shemar Stewart is a Cincinnati Bengal, and he's going to be playing alongside Trey, BJ Hill, TJ Slayton, Miles Murphy, Joseph Asai. So we'll see what this D-line has to offer for this upcoming season. And I was telling my wife around pick 10, I just had an inkling that Shemar Stewart was going to be the pick. The longer that he was still available on the board, I was telling her, like, watch Shemar, he's probably going to end up being our pick, and God forbid, look what happened, he's our pick. So it's funny how things work, but that's what happened. Shemar Stewart got drafted by our Bengals with the 17th pick, and I can't complain. I'm okay with the pick. We'll see. So Bengal fans, please, if you guys have the patience, just give him a chance. Don't just trash the pick and just be negative Nancy. Let's give this guy a shot and see what he can do for this Bengals team. And I hope you guys enjoyed the draft. I sure did. And I'll be making a second video tomorrow on my instant reaction for rounds 2 and 3, and hopefully Bengal fans will be more happier than tonight. So we'll see on that. So I'll be making my video tomorrow after day 2, and I'll be discussing with you guys my reactions for rounds 2 and 3. But before I end this video, Bengal fans, please, if you guys can drop a comment and tell me what you guys grade this Shemar Stewart pick, and tell me who you guys would have picked, who was still available that you guys would have targeted besides Shemar. But let me know, Bengal fans. And again, I'll try to get back to your comments as soon as possible. But enjoy the rest of your guys' evening and have a blessed night. Good day, Bengal fans. Have a good one, and I'll see you guys tomorrow.